Thank you, Vince DiPasquale. Beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Morgan, for that beautiful song. So we're continuing a theme of talks that we were on for all of March, and I liked it so much I thought I would continue it one last Sunday. So today's talk is entitled Anchoring Your Authentic Self. And I know that I dedicate this talk to Nauki because I know that he liked the talks here. So he is his authentic self right now. Yes. That's for sure. So last month we've taken a deep and beautiful look at who our souls really came here to be by exploring 7 qualities of our authentic self that supports us in arriving at our center, the place where we began at and the place that we leave at, that divine light. That is the truth of our being when we come in and is here now. We're just having human experiences, and it's with us as we leave. It's our authentic self. So here's a brief reminder of those 7 intrinsic qualities of our authentic self. Wholeness. Wholeness is the first one. Remembering we are connected to the whole, connected to everyone and everything. As Vince said, there is no separation in this unity of life. We just think there is, but there is not. It is all one. Remembering that we are whole, we are complete, and we are truly, at our divine essence, we are perfect. We are. Just the way we are, warts, wrinkles, and every other thing that we judge ourselves on. So the affirmation that goes with it, there are 7 affirmations that go with these, and they're in your bulletin. I included them, but you don't have to look now, but you can take them home. So you have 7 affirmations. This one is, I am whole, I am complete, I am one with the one. And then we move on to the second quality. Recognizing the presence of life within us. It's reverence. And revering the presence of life within us, within each and every one of us, and honoring it. And the affirmation that goes with that is, I revere all life because it is part of the whole and it is holy. Next one is a great one. It's one of my favorites. Fearlessness. Yes. Facing life fearlessly, because there's so much in life. You know, to be courageous as we move through life. What a gift we give to ourselves. We truly do. Facing life fearlessly because I know that I am one with the divine essence of life, with God itself. The affirmation that goes with that is, I know who walks as me, so I am fearless. I love that one. Isn't that a good one? Yes. And then we have integrity. Important. Integrity. Leading our lives in such a way that we are honest with ourselves mostly. We are forthright. We are in alignment with the Holy Spirit, with the allness of the divine. The affirmation that goes with that is, my outer actions reflect my inner wholeness. And then we move on to humility. Being open. Humility is a great one because it's not what a lot of us think it is. It's being open and receptive to all of life's good and not so good. To deepen into a whole new understanding and not being stuck with our perceptions or interpretations of the way that life may seem. So here's the affirmation. In humility, I am open and receptive to life. Then we have the one that I've been practicing. Anyone that's around me knows this one. Equanimity. Having balance and an even state of mind as the negative and the positive things go on in life. And it's really, I mean, for me personally, it is a challenge, even when the good stuff happens, because then I tend to get overexcited. So I'm using the breath work that we're learning here. I'm using the breath, and I'm doing a pretty good job, you know. But staying the course, even when things take place in life. Yeah, we're going to grieve. Yeah, we're going to be sad. Yeah, we're going to be confused. But yeah, we're going to be excited and happy. But at the same time, the equanimity keeps us in a balanced state. So it's a really good one. And the affirmation that goes with that is, I face all of life's conditions with ease and grace. Nice one, right? You have them all. And then our seventh one we spoke of last week, love. Finally, love. Remembering that your authentic self is the direct descendant of unconditional love. I love that. Your authentic self is the descendant of unconditional love. And that makes you the perfect delivery system to deliver love on this planet. Only love can express through you. This is how the divine expresses through you. So the clearer we are, the better that love and the more beautiful that love can express through us. So I've printed those affirmations for you. But today, I wanted to anchor the emergence of our authentic self in a sacred and holy practice, the powerful practice of prayer. The Bible tells us at Mark chapter 11, verse 22 through 24. This is in the Lamsa, George Lamsa translation. If you have faith in God, truly I say unto you, whoever shall say to this mountain, be moved and fall into the sea, and does not doubt it in his heart, but believes that what he says will be done, it will be done to him. Therefore I say to you, anything you pray for and ask, believe that you will receive it, and it will be done for you. Wow, is that New Thought? We're New Thought spiritual community here, so that means there's a lot of new people. That means that we embrace all religions, but we truly believe there is a oneness. There is a oneness, and that we co-create our lives. So believe it is done unto you, and it will be so, if your faith is that strong. Have any more powerful words ever been spoken about how to navigate this earthly experience that we are all in than the great teacher, the great way shower, Jesus the Christ? He spoke this new thought. He spoke oneness. The Father and I are one. He spoke it. He knew it. So his teachings are very powerful. The founder of Science of Mind, or religious science, Dr. Ernest Holmes, wrote in his book, there is no one who believes more in faith, more in prayer, than the one who practices daily this science of mind. So our theme this morning then is prayer. It's prayer, affirmative prayer, a prayer of believing as applied to the emergence of our authentic self, that divinity within us, anchoring our belief in that divine within us, really believing that it exists, not just thinking, oh, I'm one with all that is, except for when these things happen in life, but it's knowing it no matter what, no matter what. We're told in Scripture to pray without ceasing. So what does that mean? There's lots of things that have been spouted out, but what do they actually mean? So what does it mean? It means to practice daily our spiritual practices of placing our undivided attention, without a doubt, faith and trust in God, in the divine, in the higher power, in whatever you want to call it. We have someone here that calls it the something. That's fine. It is the divine intelligence of life that has created all that is, was, and ever shall be. And the authentic self of us is that connection, is that divinity moving through us. So I have some wonderful lofty statements around all of this praying without ceasing. But it's really learning who we are and whose we are. So, I want you to say yes to this. Yes, well, let me read it first. Equanimity. I will put my undivided faith and trust in my authentic self and in the power behind my own words. Say yes.
Yes.
That is, well, here's another one. I will put my undivided faith and trust in my authentic self and trust that there is a power for good that is always in operation through me as me. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that is all well and good until until I get scared, or I don't feel good about myself, or until something happens in my life that wasn't what I planned. Oh, how many times has that happened? I didn't plan this. Guess what? That's life, right? Or until I show up less than my authentic self, then my faith and my trust in God and my faith and my trust in myself go out the window. Ever happened? Well, we got to remember we're having a human experience, so we need to be gentle with ourselves and stop beating ourselves up all the time. So you've seen this happen. You've seen this happen to friends, family, neighbors, but never to you, right? So we can say yes to the idea of praying without ceasing until fill in the blank. But I want to pose 3 questions to you, because I believe in those times of despair, of unease, of being afraid, fear, those can be our greatest learning steps. Those places can lead us into greater experiences of our spirituality, because that's what this is about. Spirituality, learning to be happy with our lives, with what we got, because stuff happens. It's how we deal with it that makes all the difference. So I had something for you. I have 3 questions for you. Who do you think you are? What are you thinking? And what will you do next? So who do you think you are?
Child of God.
Yes. So here's a wonderful concept to ponder. God is the power that is greater than we are. Yet, right where we are is the doorway to the divine. It's right within us, the doorway, and I love the visual. I think of my heart with a door in it. There's a doorway. This is the only way you can get to the divine, okay? It's through you. The doorway to God is found in me. So say that with me. The doorway in God is found within me. And that's the truth. The entire purpose of the second step of our spiritual mind treatment, which is what we call affirmative prayer, and there are 5 steps, but the first step is recognizing there is a power for good. The second step is knowing that we are part of that power for good, that we are unified in this field of unconditional love. It is our real truth. This one now, he is right now. He is in this field of unconditional love. That's the second step of our affirmative prayer. So in order for us to speak our word with faith and conviction, as Jesus invites us to do, we need to know who we are.
Yes.
We need to know, and as Retta said, we're all children of the divine. So I want to offer a series of phrases that, standing alone, don't make any sense, but they will in a minute. So listen to them once, and I'll tell you what they are. How could I not? I am the divine made manifest. How could I not? I am God in form. How could I not? I am heir to the kingdom. How could I not? I am Spirit's expression. How could I not? I am the all good. How could I not? I am God's power. How could I not? I am the givingness of God expressing as me. How could I not? I am the doorway through which God enters into this world. These are truth statements to counteract all the negative self-talk that we might be engaging in, because the mind never stops thinking, and a lot of those thoughts are not really healthy for us. They're not encouraging for us. So, but how could I not? Okay, let's go into this. So here's one of those that we might think. I am not good enough. How could I not? I am the divine made manifest. I can't seem to succeed. How could I not? I am God in form. I don't deserve abundance. How could I not? I am heir to the kingdom. I don't merit love. How could I not? I am Spirit's expression. I can't have good things in my life. How could I not? I am the all good. I can't stand up for myself. How could I not? I am God's power. I don't have enough to give. But how could I not? I am the givingness of God expressing as me. I don't have any talents to share with the world. Well, how could I not? I am the mode through which God enriches the universe. These are truth statements, and we reaffirm to negate that mind chatter that might be the opposite of this. And what's the rest of it here? And I can't even find my own way, if you ever feel lost or confused. But how could I not? I am the doorway through which God enters the world. That's how key that each and every one of us is. That's how beautiful each and every one of us is. We truly are. We've covered it up with a bunch of junk, a bunch of old beliefs, a bunch of masks. We've covered it up, but the truth is that we are these beautiful lights of the divine. That is the truth. And so, that's prayer without ceasing. When we counter any of those thoughts, and just keep thinking on, for me it's always, the divine is my source of all good. I'm always supported. I'm never alone. There's nothing to fear because God is right here. Right here. Got my back, got my front, got every aspect of my being. That's the let go and let God part. That's it. And then we move on to the second question, what are you thinking? Well, if you are the doorway through which God enters this world, then, my friends, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And there's a beautiful song entitled, Our Thoughts Are Prayers. And the lyrics go like this. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are praying. Every thought is a prayer, remember that. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you are saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. This omnipresence of the divine is always there for us. In our darkest nights, in our brightest moments, it's still there. It's like the sun with the clouds. The clouds might be very dark and looming and gloomy, but the sun is always shining behind it. That is the divinity of our being. God is always present for each and every one of us. So, of course, our intention with the question, what are you thinking, is to consciously elevate our thoughts so that our thoughts are in alignment with spiritual truth. Those affirmations are spiritual truth. You have 7 of them in your bulletin. They are spiritual truths. And when we're in alignment with that, we are feeling much more connected, because I of myself can do nothing. We know this. We do know, well, I hope we know this, and if we forget it, well, we still know it, somewhere deep inside of us. But Paul said in his writings to the people of the Corinth this, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honorable, whatsoever things are just and pure and lovely and of good rapport, if there be any virtue, and if there is any praise, think on these things. So what are we praying for ceaselessly? Where are our thoughts? I call it a mind check. Check in. Check in. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Because you can change it with a simple affirmation and change your whole life. Your whole life. The adage of this new thought spirituality is change your thinking, change your life. Well, only you can change your thinking. That's where the responsibility comes in. Ernest Holmes put it this way in the 2nd chapter of the introduction of his Science of Mind book. We are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded in, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. We call it the law. The sum total of all thoughts, will, purpose, and belief create a tendency in this law and cause it to react to us. That is why Jesus summed up his whole philosophy in this simple statement. It is done unto you as you believe. What are you choosing to believe? You see, what are you choosing? This is a real practical way of connecting with a power that is so magnificent, so beyond anything we could ever imagine. This is the way. This is the way, because it's always present. Don't you see how things work out? When we get out of the way, when we choose to say, you know what? I have myself. Really, I can't do nothing. I can't do anything. But I know there is a power, this always, that I'm part of, I am, that can do all things, all things. Okay, so we move on to the third question. What will you do next? But what will you do when you forget who you are? Which we do. When you forget that your thoughts are really prayers, what will we do next? So I propose that when we get in times of forgetting and being afraid, to go to someone who can see and know that truth for you, someone that is spiritual, really, someone that can know that you are heir to the kingdom of all good. Really, surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that can know the truth for you, so that when you forget it, they can remember it for you and remind you. That's what we want to do. That's why Joyful Gathering Spiritual Center is such a beautiful community, because we know for each and every one of our members or visitors that walks through that door that we know that they are a child of God, and we're going to hold it for them when they can't remember for themselves. Okay, so in our spiritual teachings then, we have people that have studied for many, 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 many years. Like, I don't even know how many years. Carol, how many years you've been studying? Many years.
Many years.
To be a professional practitioner of this. And our practitioners do sessions, and they do something called affirmative prayer, which is like the most powerful tool you could ever want to be involved in. It shifts, changes everything. It's incredible. It really is. So right now I want to, anyone that, I'm going to have our practitioners surround the room, if they will. In fact, don't come up here with this space. Come on up. No. They just found out about this last night. So. It's all divinely orchestrated.
I didn't know it did.